feel like, should I be closer? I'm like so far. But it's cutting me off still. Okay. Welcome to today's video. We are filming a Q&A all about my boobs. I was gonna wear like maybe a bikini or like a low top, but I didn't really feel like it. So you guys already can tell on my Instagram how they look and sometimes how they move whenever I post videos. This is like the #1 question in my DMs from females, and they're always about my breast augmentation. If you hear anything in the background, the dogs are here. Let's start with this Q&A. This is the perfect video for you because I wanted to make an in-depth video about this, especially now that I've had it for 3 years. So it was the 3rd year anniversary, the 3rd birthday of my new puppies, June 17th. So I decided, I was like, you know what, let me make this video because I always wanted to make a video like last year, but then I just never got around to it. And now that it's the 3rd year and it came back up, I was like, okay, I need to do it again. So, are we really barking today? Of course, when I film. Okay, so I'm gonna go on Instagram and look at the comments and see how many comments I got. I got quite a few comments. I have 167 comments on here right now. So this is the picture that, sorry for my dirty phone, but you get the gist. So I know a lot of girls want to ask me because either they want to get a boob job, they're interested, or they just want to know. So this is a perfect video for you. I really hope this helps you guys. I wish I had, like, I could have asked people, which I did ask people, but I never got like a really in-depth like information from girls who've had theirs done. So let me just start with the beginning. My doctor, he unfortunately does not do social media. He does not do Instagram. So I know that's kind of hard to go by because you want to see pictures. I mean, there's pictures on his website, but you want to see pictures, you know, of his work. And it's like, he's super old school. He's a Vietnamese guy, doctor. He's super sweet, very knowledgeable, very smart. And he knows what he's doing, obviously. His name is Dr. Thomas Nguyen. So I'll put that down here. He did my boob job. Initially, I wanted to go in and get a small boob job or just like a full D, like full C, full D kind of thing. And then he kind of like talked me out of it in a good way though. Like, he did not pressure me. He was just, you know, letting me know that I had extra room in there to go bigger if I wanted to. So before we go into the whole story, I would just want to go in the comments and answer these questions. Right, so Cheryl Kim Beach asked, how did you decide on what doctor fit you the best and your needs? After you decided on a doctor, how did you go about picking the shape, profile, and size that best fits your body? P.S. Love you, and you've inspired me to love myself more every day. Aw, love you, Cheryl. Thank you for your question. So how did you decide on what doctor fit you the best and your needs? So I actually went to 3 different doctors total. I wanted a boob job since, you know, I have a baby, and it was about maybe back in 2000, I want to say 13 or 14. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I always thought about getting them done, but you know, I didn't have the funds for it back then. I was in my early 20s, was a waitress, and there's no way that I could save that money to get what I wanted. So I just never really cared about it, I guess, but it was something I wanted. Like, if I had the money, yes, then definitely, you know, I would have done it. But anyway, so I think I was about 22, 21, 22, when I really was like, okay, this is something that I do want, you know, one day in the near future. So I went to 3 different doctors, and 2 of them were here in Dallas, in Texas. So I don't remember the first 2 doctors I went to because it was like 4 years ago. But they were, the first one I definitely don't remember, but he was in Dallas. I found him online, and I just wasn't very comfortable when I went in for my consultation, like with him. Like I have to have a vibe or a connection, you know, like with the doctor. I mean, obviously you want to feel 100% comfortable with them. So that was just the vibe that I got from him. So I was just kind of like not feeling it. And then I was just like, after him, I know how it feels when you like go to someone and you're just not comfortable, and then like you just doubt about the whole surgery in general. Like, do I really need this? Like, that didn't feel right. Like, it was weird. Like, I don't want to go see any more consultations. What if they're all like this? And so I was kind of like that for the first like year. After that, I was just like, okay, maybe I'll just wear push-up bras for the rest of my life. Maybe I'll just wear some chicken cutlets, you know? And I did work at Hooters, so I did wear chicken cutlets. After that, I just kind of gave up for a little bit. And then the second year, I kind of went like every year or two. So the next year, I believe it was the next year or 2, maybe around there, I decided, you know what, let me try again. So I go to a doctor in Texas, in Plano. I forgot his name. I'm sure it's in my emails. I did feel a little bit more comfortable with him. He was a younger doctor, probably in his like 30s or 40s. I feel like, I say younger, I don't know, is that a normal age to be a surgeon? I don't know. My doctor that I did go to, he was actually older. So I would say he was probably in his 50s, around there. But this doctor was probably like, he looked like he was in his like 30s, so like mid 30s. But so I did feel a little bit more comfortable. I feel like I connected with him a little bit more. He explained a lot of things to me. I actually went to him for a consultation for a breast augmentation and for a tummy tuck. At that time I accepted myself, you know, for my tummy tuck or for my stretch marks, but at the same time I was still very insecure. I'm still very insecure to this day about them, but I'm just a little more confident every day about it, and I accept it more and more every single day. But then when I went to that doctor, I asked him about, you know, like, while I'm here, can you just like check this out for me too? And I was more into the breast augmentation for sure though. So when I went to him, I liked him, but it wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna go to this doctor. It wasn't like, this is him. You know, it's like saying yes to the dress. It wasn't like, okay, I gotta do this now. I love him, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? I still gotta think about it. So after that, I gave it maybe another year, and then I was like, okay, I need to find the doctor that I really want to go to, and once I find the doctor that I want to go to, I'm gonna get it done. So I've had a friend, I think it was like in 2015. Yes, because that's when I got my boob job. In 2015, I had a friend that I met through the car industry, and you know, he was just like, I think I brought it up about a boob job. I don't remember how it like came up in the conversation, but I guess I started talking about it or something, and he was like, girl, I can hook you up. Like, I brought so many girls to this doctor and they love him and blah, blah, blah. I'll give you more information and da, da, da. And then I was like, perfect. Yeah, that would be perfect. The only thing was, he was in California and I live in Texas, but I do travel to California a lot for work. And, you know, I have family out there that I stay with and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, this is something I could probably work out. So, I called the doctor, I made a consultation appointment, and then I went in, and at first I was kind of like weirded out again. I think it's just because my past few consultations were kind of like, okay, whatever. So I was kind of expecting the same thing, but when I went into him, first of all, I didn't even realize he was an Asian doctor. The last 2 doctors that I went to were white, and I went to him and I was like, well, what if like I don't like him because he's like old, and he's like Asian and old school. Like I felt like, because I'm Asian, I'm just saying, like I feel like people a little bit more strict, or maybe he's more old school, that he doesn't want to work with what I want, and I don't know. So I had my doubts obviously going in. So I go in and I meet up with him, and he was like, okay, he checked me out. He was like, so obviously you had a kid, so you have a lot of loose skin, extra skin, that we can fill out. And I already had like stretch marks around the area on my boobs, obviously from like being engorged with breast milk, and then you breastfeed and they deflate, and they just leave you with saggy, down ear dog looking titties, okay? And nobody likes that. But I did have a lot of extra skin, like just there to use. So I told him that I initially wanted to go with, I think, 425 at the biggest. So I started out with a 32B, and then now I am a 34, because I got a little bit wider, a 34 double to triple D. At first it was triple D because they were swollen still, and then after like the first year, and I started, going back to my normal body weight and everything, like working out normally and stuff like that, I went down to a 32 or 34 double D. But it just really depends on like what brand of bras that I'm wearing or where I buy them from. So it's always between a double D and a triple D. So the reason I decided to go with this doctor was because he was explaining a lot more to me than other doctors have. I felt like the last two doctors were just telling me the same thing. And, when you find out information that you didn't know before, you're like, okay, this doctor knows more. Or like he knows more just by looking at my body. And that's what I really liked about him. He just explained more things, like, he's like, you have extra skin, we can go up to this size if you wanted to, but you don't have to. And he never pressured me. He always, made me feel comfortable the whole time. So this is why I went to this doctor, because the one thing that he made a comment about that was different than the other doctors was that I'm kind of, I don't know if you call me tall, but a lot of people call me tall, but I think that's because a lot of my followers or fans are like Asian, and I'm taller than like the rest of my family, but I'm about 5'6", and I guess I'm tall for an average Asian. So and my shoulders are a lot more broad and wide, and so are my hips. My hips are more wide. I wanted a more of a shape that gives me an hourglass shape here, and then my hips. So I didn't want to just be like this and then I have boobs. I wanted it to actually come out on the sides and have like major side boob. So he was just like, well, with your height and your weight and, your body type, your body frame itself, we can do this size and we can do this. And he was just telling me all these things, and I was like, wow, like these last two doctors didn't tell me that. So that was like, ding, like perfect. Like this is the guy that I want to go to. And I've actually brought so many girls to him. And if you mention my name, you might just get a discount. Okay. I told him I wanted to be busty, but not too busty. And if I went with a 425, they would have been probably not coming out as they do now. So I'm really happy with my boobs, and they look pretty natural, and I think that they feel pretty natural, and they move around pretty natural, and they're jiggly, and I'm just like so happy that I went to him, because so many people that I've seen, their boob jobs are like still hard, they haven't dropped, they're like way up here right under their collarbones. Like mine naturally fall like where my natural breasts are, and that's what I really liked about his work, and I'm so happy. And I just wanted to share because, like I said, he's not on social media and he doesn't do all of that, and I'm a prime example of his work. So not saying that you're gonna turn out this way if you do go to him. I think it was also because I had a baby, so I had extra skin. It's just everybody's different, but the way mine came out, I'm just so happy, and hopefully it comes out that way for you. For the profile, I was like, you're the doctor, you tell me what you think looks best. So we went with the size. Like I said, I wanted 425, and he was like, we can go up to 600 cc's if you want it. And I was like, that is like way, like from 425 to 600 cc's. I'm like, no way, no way, no way. And then he finally talked to me, you know, he kind of explained to me like how I would look, and if I wanted to go big. And I was kind of on the verge of wanting to be bigger, but I just didn't know. And mind you, whatever size I went with, it's still the same price. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down. So he suggested for me to go 600. I was like, no. So after the size part, we were just kind of like, okay, we'll talk about the size later. So let's talk about the shape. So he showed, you know, they give you the little boob implant things. So they show you the shape. You hold it and everything. They all fall. They hold it up this way, they hold it up on your hand, this way on your palm. They feel different, and they all have a different fall shape to them when they fall down, when they're held up the right way. So I was really interested in a more natural look, even though I did want to be a little bit more busty. But I was like, how can we get me to a bustier look, but without them looking like huge round basketballs on my chest? And so he suggested for me to do a moderate profile, which is just regular. So there's high profile, and then I don't know if there's low profile, I don't know. There's like a high, and then like regular, which is moderate. I think those are the only two. I'm not sure, but this is what I want. I want to do a high profile because I felt like my boobs were gonna drop like really bad or something. Okay, so my camera is overheating. Okay, let's just keep going. Someone said, RJ_Berjonio, why so big though? I wanted to look more busty. I just like that body shape. I like the way it looks in clothes. I feel like I just wanted to fill out my whole body. So I was a lot skinnier before, and then I got the boob job, and they just looked huge, and I was like, wow. This is a little bit too big. But then I started to fall in love with them after a while, and then I started getting thicker, so then my body just kind of filled out all together. And then now I just love how my body looks right now, and that's why I just wanted to. Horror Karen, I don't know if I'm saying it right, because it's weird, because HOR Karen, but it's like Horror Karen, I don't know. Asks, is the post-op pain and care worse when you're doing a second time around? Karen, thank you for your question. This is my first time getting them done, so I haven't done a second round, so I don't know, but I've heard that the pain is a little bit more crucial because you're going back in with all that scar tissue that, you know, you did from the first time. There's going to be scar tissue in there, so it's just a little bit more painful. And yeah, I don't really know because this is my first boob job. So, but I've heard other people are like, okay, it's worse the second time. And do you have a scar from the incision, or did you do it through the nipple, which freaks me out, parentheses. The nipple freaked me out as well. I wanted to do through the nipple because when I had my daughter, you breastfeed and all that, your areolas and nipples get bigger. Luckily, I don't have like huge nipples or anything. My areola is big though, so I wanted to like reconstruct that part, but then my doctor suggested me not to because he's like, you don't want to mess with the sensitivity of your nipple. A lot of people lose sensitivity. Luckily for me, I have every feeling there. I feel everything all the time, so thank God I didn't go through the nipple. And now that I have bigger boobs, my areolas look more decent on my breast rather than like small saggy boobs and then have like a huge areola, which is weird. So that's another reason why I wanted to go bigger, to just kind of like even everything out. Do you have a scar? Yes, I do have a scar. Everyone will have a scar. It's gonna be, you know, obviously with me, you guys know that I have stretch marks. My body is like full of stretch marks. So that means my skin is just, you know, I probably don't have that much collagen in my skin, and it's being super stretched out, and it's all like your skin is getting traumatized, you know. So of course I scar easily. I get keloids all the time. I do have a little bit of keloid. I'll show you guys right now. So that's my under boob, and these are my scars. If I push them up, you can definitely see them. But the good thing about me is that my boobs, the flap, it kind of like is right there, so you can't really see them all the time. But I do have a scar. Like some parts are flat right here, and then the thicker part is where it keloided, and that's why it's darker. One side's better, worse than the other, but that's because that's just how my skin is. I put all creams, oils, everything that I could, scar, Mederma, patches, everything, and that's just how it ended up. And also, you know, I was working out. Every time I would work out, I would get a major boob sweat right there, and it would get really irritated and itchy because it's like a brand new scar. And when I'll be at the gym, I would like scratch, and sometimes I would scratch in the night and I don't realize it, and that causes the keloid to get worse and bigger, and they can get bigger if you don't take care of them. So I'm actually thinking about doing like microderma or micro needling on them or something for scars on them, but I'm not too worried about them because they don't show that much, because my chest is big enough for the flap to be under where the scar is, so you can't really see them, so I'm not too worried about it. But yes, those are my scars, and I keloid, and I just scar easily in general. Some people don't really scar that much, or a lot of people, they lighten up, but you know, I'm Asian, and you know, if you're Asian, you know, our skin, that's just how we are sometimes when we scar. Okay, this girl, Nene, asked, I've been hearing a lot about breast implant illness. Have you experienced any symptoms related to that? Actually, I've never heard that before. So sorry, I can't help you on that. I didn't get sick. I was fine. Just like any other, like if anybody got surgery, they would just, I don't know. I was normal, I guess. What did you use to fade scar? Like I said, I used Mederma, I used all scars, oils, lotions, creams, all that stuff, and that's as much as I can fade them. At the moment, every day that, you know, when I shower, I get out, I use Egyptian Magic, which is like an ointment, and I just put it on there just to make sure that I'm like moisturized, because when they're dry, they get itchy, and obviously I start getting irritated, and that's what causes the scar to get worse. So that's what I do on all my scars. I use Egyptian Magic every time I shower, get out the shower. I use that. That's like the first thing that touches my body, and then I put lotion on. What's one thing you regret about getting them? The one thing that I regret about getting them is that maybe I could have got a little bit smaller, like half a size, I don't know, something a little bit smaller, because I wish that I could wear certain tops and clothing without being too revealing or like busting out. That's why I don't wear a push-up bra. Sometimes I really don't wear a push-up bra. I just wear sports bras and bralettes all the time because I already have a big chest. And when I do wear a push-up bra, I look like a porn star. So like, I just wish that I could wear like those open low shirts that are super cute, like the graphic tee ones, and then you wear like a bralette underneath, and it looks so good. But when I do it, it's just like, hi, look at my boobs, like, you know. So that's the only thing that I do regret about getting a boob job. But at the end of the day, I still love my size, and I still love how they are. So that's the only thing, is just certain clothes. But I do like that I could wear clothes now that I couldn't wear before, and like look very feminine and womanly in it. Are you happy with them? I'm very happy with them. Although, like I said, I wanted, you know, maybe I should have got them smaller so I could wear certain things, but I don't really regret them at all. So that's the only like downfall about my size. But now that I'm getting older and they've fallen and look more natural, I'm fine with them. Like, I don't even have to wear a bra or anything, and you could like see the shape. So that really makes me happy. Can you sleep on your stomach comfortably? I will say, I mean, I've done it. I've slept on my stomach many times. I'm a side sleeper though, but my boobs do go this way when I sleep on my stomach, and you could just feel the implant. So obviously it's not comfortable. There's something foreign in your body, so you can feel it when you're putting pressure on it. So, but you can't sleep on it. Shonda's World asks, high or low profile? Moderate. So I didn't do high or low, I just did moderate, and I think that's why mine dropped so naturally. A lot of girls choose the high profile because they want them to be perky, very perky, and last longer. But I think with that is why sometimes they look so high and they don't drop all the way, or that's because they're getting high profile. I got moderate, so just normal, just regular profile. So whenever they drop like where my boobs are naturally supposed to drop. So that's what I got. I got 550 cc's. At first my doctor said 600. He said if you wanted to go 600 we can, and I was like no, and then we brought it down to 590, but I was like 590 is basically the same as 600, so let's meet halfway and go 550. And he was like perfect, and I was like perfect. Oh yeah, and how much did they cost? So my boob job was $5,500, which is pretty cheap. My last two doctors that I went to, they charged me at least $6,000 and up. So luckily I had my friend, he hooked me up, and now I'm hooking you guys up. If you guys go to Dr. Thomas Nguyen in Fountain Valley, California, and mention my name, make a consultation call, mention my name, and they might just give you a little discount. I don't know if it's still going, like happening, because it's been 3 years, but you can always call and try and let them know and be like, Marie Madore, you know, you did our boobs and they look amazing, and then, you know, just be nice and maybe they'll give you a discount. I know one of my girlfriends just went and she got a discount, so hopefully it still works. Vivi Monroe asked, what type of implant do you have? This, I guess this is what they call a gummy bear implant, so that's what I have. I don't know like the technical terms, but I guess just type in gummy bear implant and that should be the answer. Over or under the muscle? Good question. Under the muscle. Under the muscle is very important. It looks more natural. I feel like a lot of girls that do get it over the muscle, you could see the actual implant, like the ends of it. I do have really big ones and you can't see them, you know, really at all. So under the muscle is the way to go. Do you know if you can still breastfeed after getting them? Yes, you can. My cousin actually got breast augmentation, you know, years before she got a baby, and then now she has a baby, and she breastfeed with him, and you know, you can look it up. It's okay, it's safe to breastfeed, because especially that's why I suggest doing it under the muscle, because that's where your milk produces, you know, in there, and it's probably better just to have the implant under. If you wanted to lose more weight, you definitely don't need to. Would that affect them at all? Does working out affect them at all? No, implants is just your implant. Implant is the same size, you know, as it went in, and it should be the same size when it comes out one day. It's gonna stay that size no matter how much you weigh, or if you gain weight, it might get bigger because, you know, maybe some of the fat goes to your breast. If you lose weight, they're gonna stay the same size from the same size implant that you got, so that doesn't affect it at all, unless if you gain weight, because sometimes, you know, you do gain weight in your chest. With me, I don't really gain weight there. I notice that when I am on my period, on my monthly cycle, they get a little tender, which is normal because, you know, even without implants, your boobs should feel tender when you're on your cycle. So that's the only thing. And maybe, you know, since they're a little more sore and tender, they're a little bit more swollen because of your monthly cycle. I think sometimes my chest does look a little bigger sometimes. Did you get them before or after babies? Definitely after, and that was, you know, I think everyone should wait till after, because I don't know, it's just maybe your boobs might get all messed up during pregnancy. I don't know. But yeah, I got my boobs after. My recommendation is wait till after the baby, because I feel like it's just natural to, you know, breastfeed naturally without anything in there, without having anything foreign in there. And then You never know how your boobs are, because some people, they snap back. Their boobs look like they never even had a baby. Not one stretch mark. Their nipples look the same. Everything looks the same. It's sometimes they get bigger and they look even better, and they're naturally better looking already. With me, mine deflated. I look like old grandma titties that I could tuck my tits into my socks if I wanted to. So that's the reason why I chose to do it afterwards, because my boobs were normal before, but now before getting pregnant and then afterwards I was just like, oh man, where'd they go? So definitely recommend for after. But I mean, if you want to get them now, go ahead, girl. Enjoy your body while you're young before you have that baby. It's all your choice. What are your body measurements? Oh, okay, girl. Well, the last time I checked, I don't even know. Let me just hold on. Okay, I'm back and I got my little measuring tape. The last time I did my stats was, my measurements were probably a couple months ago, and my body fluctuates a lot, so I'll take this time to do it now. I guess you're wanting to know all my stats. Okay, 36 and a half. That's without a bra. 30. At 30 waist and hips, I am a 39 around my bootay. You look pretty natural, said Samuel Suriski. Does achieving that just come down to picking the best doctor? Yes it is. Like probably 80%, 90% yes, because that's their job. They want, obviously nobody wants fake looking boobs. I mean, maybe some people, but not all people. And most people do want a more natural look. The doctor, like I said, the doctor I went to, he did a great job, and I'm very thankful for him. Did you have any fears about getting breast augmentation? Said Flower1X. Thank you for your questions. You have like a whole paragraph of questions that I'll try to get through them. Yeah, did you have any fears about getting breast augmentation? Yes, of course. Going into surgery, that's like a huge thing. That's very scary. You don't know how you're gonna be like with the medication that they give you. You're going under, like that's scary. You're gonna be on anesthesia. Some people don't have a good reaction to anesthesia. Luckily, I was normal. Everything was fine when I woke up. It's crazy because I remember when I got my boob job, I went in, they gave me the medicine. I remember like they clean your body, you lay down, and then they put the thing over your face, and then you're just like, you're out, and then you go to sleep. And when I woke up, I think it takes like an hour or something like that. When I woke up, I looked down and I got some bazookas, and I was like, wow, that was quick. Like, it's crazy. It is scary going under, obviously. You know, you never know. That's why it's really important to go to a good doctor, because you never know what can happen. And you know, sometimes it could be your reaction to whatever they give you, or anything. It could be anything. So yes, it's always scary to go into surgery or under all the time. I was always scared about how they would look afterwards. Like, what if the doctor did a bad job? Or like, what if I have botched titties? Like, nobody wants that. So yes, I had a lot of fears, but I think they're just normal fears like everybody else. This is kind of more a personal question, but it's something that I'm curious about. Do you ever feel like sometimes your partner might squeeze your breast too hard and you know something might happen to your augmentation? Girl, that has slipped my mind before when I first got them done, obviously. Yes. But everything's fine with me, so, you know, everything's good. Are there certain clothes you were able to wear before that you can't wear now due to the change in breast size? Yes, yes, and yes. I couldn't wear a lot of things. Nothing, like my boobs wouldn't hold anything up. I had no shape. I looked like a man. I had grandma titties. Like, those are all the things that I thought about before. And now I'm like, I don't have to wear a bra. I can wear a tube dress, and I just love the shape that it gives me. There's just a lot of things, and that was like my main reason. I just wanted to fill out clothes and look very womanly and look like, you know, I got so much confidence after I got my breasts. I think in the next, couple of years, whenever I do get them redone, because they suggest you to go in every 10 years. But it's, it's my 3rd year now. I was thinking like at least 5 years and up. Maybe reduce them, but like a little bit smaller. I still like my size. I still like being a D. I want to be in that D range still. So I might want to go smaller when I get older. But a lot of people ask if I have back pain because I have more bustier size. No, I don't. I'm normal. I mean, I'm all good. Everything went great with my surgery, and I'm very happy with how they turned out. I always wanted to be thick when back in the day. When I first got them done, I always knew that I wanted to be a thicker, more curvy girl. And to achieve that, I knew that the breast size would help me. And now that my body, 3 years later, my body's finally filling out to my chest size, and very happy. How different do they feel before and after? Obviously, there's something foreign in there. There's an implant in there, but they are jiggly. That's why I love them so much. They're not hard, they're squishy, they move a lot, they jiggle. When I run, I kind of have to hold them because they are big and they jiggle. So, but that's a good thing, right? You don't want hard boobs, so it's more squishy and bigger, like more than a handful. I need like 2, 3, well, that's my hands, but like maybe 2, 3 hands to like actually, cover them. How long was your recovery and was it painful? My recovery was very short, and I take pain pretty well. So I guess I tolerate it pretty well. I was working the same week. I laid down for about 3 days, absolutely not doing anything. I just laid in bed, stayed in bed, bed rest, for 3 days. And then on the 4th day or 5th day, I actually went to work at a car show. One of the car shows in San Diego. I was fine. I had my arms. I was raising up my arms. I was fine as long as you didn't lift anything like, what is it, like 5 to 10 pounds the first week or so. You're good to go. And the pain wasn't too bad. I was on some pain medicine. Okay guys, I have like 5 minutes left before I have to go get my baby girl. But I'm gonna ask some other questions that nobody's really asked on here yet. There's one question. Did you go with saline or silicone? I have silicone, which is the gel. Saline is like the water. I suggest the silicone for sure. You can actually feel it when you go into your consultation. They'll give you, and you can feel it and hold it. I just feel like the silicone is it's more durable, and then the saline, I've heard of saline like popping and breaking, and I don't know, it's just, the doctor will always suggest silicone, and they could explain to you more about that. What did you have to do prior to surgery for preparation? I didn't have to do anything really. You go in, they take your vitals to make sure that you're healthy enough to go under, and I was fine. Not really preparation. I just made sure that I bought food and Pedialyte and things that was like close to my reach by the bed, and make sure you have someone there helping you. At the time, my manager, he was helping me. He helped me in and out of bed. You don't realize how much chest muscles you use every single day, with your daily activities. Like just getting up and out of bed, you're already using your muscles. Going like this, picking yourself up like this, you're using your chest muscles. You think you're using your arms, but it's all your chest too. That was like, I'd be like, oh, ow, and I would forget. Anything you use with your arms, your chest is working too. So that was the only thing I didn't realize, but it was fine. What was limited that you can't do or can't do after post-op? A week to be able to do daily activities without lifting more than 5 to 10 pounds. And 6 weeks till you can work out again. I was getting out of the house back to work on like the 4th day, girl. And then that weekend, this one I used to go-go dance. That weekend I went go-go dancing. The next weekend I went go-go dancing again. I was like ready. I was ready to show them babies to the world. I was so proud of them. I'm so happy with them. And this is from Big Chris Cargasm TV. What was the decision to get them done for personal reasons or professional reasons? I feel like Well, for me, obviously personal, because I have a child and it just took a toll on my body. And then for professional reasons, you know, I was still confident with how I was before I got them done, and I was already in the modeling industry before I got the boob job. But I will definitely say after I got the boob job, everything hiked up for me. Like work, I got more bookings. I you know, did all these other things, and I'm not saying the boob job helped me, but what if they did? I don't know. Yeah, more of a personal reason as to why I got them. How long did you rest until you went back to exercise? I think I only rested 4 weeks. You're supposed to, they say 6 weeks, but I went back 4 weeks, and I only worked out my lower half of my body, so I only worked out like my legs. I didn't do anything that has to do with arms or back or anything, just all legs. So I did that for like the first month, and then like I slowly started working out my arms, and I would do very lightweight, like 5 to 8 pounds at the most, and just kind of like toning them. I wasn't like, you know, lifting heavy or anything. Okay, so last question before I go. Someone asked, from day one, since it's been 3 years, from day one to day three, have you seen a difference? And yes, totally. If you look at pictures from way before, which I'll probably post here on my Instagram, there's a picture of me right when I got them done, around this time, 4th of July. So I got them done June 17th, and then I went to a car show the weekend of 4th of July, so that's like 2 weeks. They're very high, they're very perky, they look like brand new boobs. Super round, super perky, and now that it's 3 years, after a month they drop, and you have to like massage them every single day. I massage them in the shower while I'm showering. Just like kind of move the implant, loosen it around, and I did that every day, and after a month they dropped, and which is pretty quick. Some people it takes a couple months or a long time for them to drop naturally, and mine just like dropped after that. So now they're a lot more movable. Before they were like hard and, you know, like they didn't move as much, but now they move a lot like crazy, like almost like real boobs sometimes, and I'm glad that they do. And a lot of people don't even think that I got a boob job, but I did. I don't have to wear a bra anymore, but sometimes I do want them more pushed up. I have to wear a push-up bra or a bra to hold them up, but other than that, they do sit pretty low, because that's just where my natural boobs are. And yeah, I feel like I keep going like this, and you guys are just like, how many times is she gonna do this? So, but yeah, I have to go. So I hope this video helped you guys a lot, help you to choose your doctor and get ready for your consultations, and know what to ask your doctor. Always know what to ask him. Go in knowing the questions, because I hate going in and then I blank out, and then they're just like, do you have any questions? And I'm like, no, but I really do. And then I leave and I have like so many questions to ask. So write down your questions in your notes, have pictures ready, show them what you want, and then they'll explain the rest to you about going under or over the muscle, or what size, how they feel. But the way that they look is very important, and you should have that ready and in mind to show your doctor, so they know what you want and they could tell you if they could achieve it or not. So good luck with all of y'all's, you know, appointments and consultations. Let me know how everything goes. I hope this video will help you guys so much, and until next time, I'll talk to you later. Thank you for all the comments in my Instagram. I love you, Madore Bays, and I will talk to you soon.